When I asked my parents why they decided to name me Maria Montserrat Avalos Flores, I got a very brief and simple explanation. My siblings wanted to name me Maria because it was popular at the time and it was also my mom's name. My parents liked the name Montserrat because of how it sounded in Spanish and how it was a Spaniard name as well. They also really liked how Maria Montserrat flowed together perfectly, and I get two last names because of my parents. Avalos would be my dad's and Flores would be my mom's. One of the things that I can definitely conclude from this project is that I feel more comfortable with the same people as the cultural background as me. But this is because it's probably nice to hear or be able to hear someone not butcher my name or not have any difficulty pronouncing my whole name as well. But all throughout kindergarten till now, teachers have been extremely respectful and always ask how they pronounce my name. And I'm very grateful for it. But even when I've had to re say my name or tell someone exactly how to pronounce it, it hasn't bothered me. I do have a pet dog, and his name is Hercules. He is a golden Labrador, and I did name him after the Disney movie Hercules. This was because when I saw him as a puppy, he was the biggest and seemed to be the strongest puppy from the litter, and he seemed to be sort of an outcast as well. Um, Technology is helpful to get news spread around, but sometimes the news spread around non-whites can be harmful. They usually target non-white people as the criminals or as the villains of every story, which isn't always true. I believe that when people see my name or hear it, they can become prejudiced or biased, but they always try to put it aside until they get to know me, or at least that's what I think or choose to believe. I don't think it concerns me, but this is because I've never had someone be judgmental to me about my name or of my ethnicity as well. If I were a child, I would set aside all this information because I personally would like to name my child a name that represents who their cultural background is and who their parents are as well. If I were to change my name, I change Maria to Mary just because it's the translation from Spanish to English and it's not too exaggerated as well. But I would prefer to stick with the name of Monse. I do believe names have a power. They can represent your cultural background and even represent who your parents are. Um, I don't think names make such a big difference. I think it's the people who make I think it's people who make the big difference here. This is because they're the ones deciding whether they want to call you back because your name might sound black or because your name once sounds white, but it always depends on who the employer is. And it's not that everywhere in this country you're going to find someone who's like that. Uh People that haven't met me face to face but do know my name would probably create an idea of me by stereotyping me, as in saying, for example, maybe that I like tacos, and in reality, I probably wouldn't like them, but they wouldn't know that. They think that because I'm Mexican, it's my favorite food. But I think the perspective that they'll see me later on face to face would change because they'd see how I interact with them and how I actually talk or I'm able to have a conversation with someone. I also don't think names determine your life. I believe it's the people around you that influence how your life will end up being. I don't believe that one single trait gets to determine whether your life is a dream come true or if it's a complete nightmare.